Hey guys, yours truly Kevin Grace reporting to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm at Memorial Park Cemetery paying my respects to NBA basketball great Wayman Tisdale. He stood 6'9" and he played 12 seasons with the NBA. He was a 1985 first round draft choice, second overall for the Indiana Pacers. Later, he played on the Sacramento Kings, and his last team was the Phoenix Suns. He also was a member of the 1984 U.S. Olympic team. After his playing days, he wound up performing jazz. He loved playing bass, and he made a couple of jazz albums. Unfortunately, he passed away at age 44 in 2009 from complications of bone cancer. He had some bone cancer in his right leg, and he had part of his leg amputated, and he was taking radiation treatments, and basically his esophagus had ruptured. His wife had rushed him to the hospital because he was having difficulty breathing. I talked to one of the groundkeepers here, and he said Wayman's funeral is probably one of the biggest that he saw, and there are other famous people buried here, whether it be Sam Kinison, the comedian, musician Roy Clark. There was a private funeral for Oral Roberts, but he remembered definitely that Wayman's was really, really big funeral. This is beautiful headstone right here. As you can see, it's got his great smile, and it makes mention on here. It says Wayman's smile was contagious. His quick wit and humor was infectious. A merry heart does good like medicine. And of course, there's a picture of his bass guitar, the rhythm of my life, and the plays of my life, his basketball and his basketball number. Of course, on the side here, other side, he's got a wedding rings with his wife Regina, and he mentions when they were married and lists the name of his kids. To my family, quitting is never an option. So this is very beautiful. It's right here by the entrance if you come through this way. If you like this video, please subscribe down below, and feel free to leave any comments about the great Wayman Tisdale.
Wayman Tisdale was a star on the basketball court and on the music stage. The 6'9" forward was a three-time All-American selection at Oklahoma and played 12 seasons in the NBA with Indiana, Sacramento, and Phoenix. He lost his 2-year battle with cancer that was first discovered when he broke a leg in a fall at his home in Los Angeles. A cancerous cyst was discovered below his right knee and led to the amputation of his leg last August. Tisdale made several public appearances after the operation. He was the second overall pick in the draft behind Patrick Ewing in 1985. He averaged more than 15 points and 6 rebounds a game as a pro. Following his career in the NBA, Tisdale became an accomplished jazz musician. He sang and played bass guitar and recorded several albums. Wayman Tisdale died at the St. John Medical Center in Tulsa at the age of 44. Dave Lebeski, The Associated Press.
The legacy of Wayman Tisdale is still going strong this afternoon. The family of the pro basketball player and jazz guitarist set up a foundation in his honor, and you can join them for a good cause. We have a very special guest, Regina Tisdale, with us this afternoon. Welcome, Regina.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. And we're talking about what's called Jazzy Stroke. So tell me kind of where the name came from and kind of how this foundation reflects who Wayman was.
Well, of course, Jazzy Strokes has everything. I mean, it plays on the word jazz, of course, because Wayman did the athletic thing as well as the music thing. Yeah. So when we thought of a name for the tournament, well, actually, my executive director came. She said, "What do you think about Jazzy Strokes?" And I was like, sounds great.
Strokes, basketball stroke. I mean, it's really smart.
Yeah, yeah.
So how does this foundation, the Wayman Tisdale Foundation, what is your driving mission? What is your purpose behind what you all do every day?
What we do is we provide prosthetics for amputees. When Wayman and I went through our process with him having lost his limb due to cancer, we realized how expensive it was. And so Wayman thought, you know, why don't we revamp our foundation, our mission, and let's help primarily people in the Oklahoma area to, you know, to live their lives more, I mean, I won't say uncomfortably, but for those that want out of a wheelchair, for those that want to be active, go back to work, even if, I mean, for those that are athletic, if you want to do it, but your insurance won't cover it, let's do this, because it's a pretty pricey thing.
When you think about the Tisdale legacy and you see, you know, chief among all of them possibly, you could argue, is the Wayman Tisdale Clinic, one of the biggest marks of his legacy here in Tulsa.
Right.
How do you feel? What do you think about that when you see the name Tisdale in so many places in Tulsa?
You know, actually, it's sometimes I'm still awestruck. You know, Wayman and I started when we were 16, and so I pass by the clinic quite often. It's only a mile from my mother's house. So when I see it, actually, I mean, I go by and I turn and I look at it every time, and I smile, and I'm thinking, Wayman, you really left your imprint. And I, you know, so now I mentioned earlier when you and I were talking prior to being on the air about 5 grandchildren, and so, you know, when the light stops us, I'm talking like, hey, and they're like, oh, yes, that's our name. That's your grandfather. So I get to tell them a few things about it. So I'm really, really proud of him. And he would have that famous Wayman smile going. I'm really excited. I love it.
Well, Regina, we thank you so much for being here, and we want to share with you how to get involved with Jazzy Strokes. So Jazzy Strokes, the golf tournament, it's a fundraiser golf tournament. It starts Monday. That's next Monday, October 2nd, 8 a.m., Tulsa Country Club. And for more information, you can hop on waymantisdale.org. Regina, thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.